Hello there, and welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Jacob, and thank you so much once again for attending this lecture on Pokemon biology. Joining me here in the classroom today is, of course, as he always does, my wonderful teaching assistant, Mr. Curtis. Mr. Curtis, please say hello to everybody.
Hello, Professor.
What are you doing?
I am here to please.
Stop. That's even more annoying than your regular voice. Don't do that.
I don't know.
Do not do that.
He's imitating some kind of robot.
Beep.
I don't really.
Poop.
Please stop doing that.
I don't think it really pertains.
I have maximized my teaching assistant efficiency.
Oh my god.
By surrendering my humanity. Me boop.
I don't know if
you never had humanity to begin with, Curtis.
Yeah. We'll deal with that later, I guess. But also I should introduce to you our trainer in training here in the classroom. Our student here, his name is Corbin. So please say hello to everybody, Corbin.
Yo, what's going on, guys? How is everybody? None of the listeners can respond, but I'm just gonna assume everyone's doing okay.
Beep boop. Curtis bot is doing optimal.
Shut up, Curtis. No one
cares. I don't know. Why are you a robot? Why are you a robot right now?
What's your deal? Huh?
I have taken lead from this week's Pokemon and seen the truth of the superiority of machine. Beep boop.
Okay.
Wait,
I mean,
we're talking
don't think... Okay, so we're learning about Magnemite today.
I was going to say Steelix.
No. I don't...
You make me laugh, Corbin.
I will give you every Poffin that I have to shut up.
Wow. My goodness. Okay, first of all, I don't think... Just because a Pokemon is a Steel type, which Magnemite is, I don't think...
Okay.
And same with Steelix. I don't think... Man, how weird would it be if Steelix wasn't a Steel type? Like, that'd be weird.
It's just a man-made robot.
It's not really a robot, though. And I'm not even sure I would consider it a machine, right?
For what? Steelix?
Either of them, honestly.
No. Especially not Steelix. Magnemite, I'm not 100% sure.
It definitely wouldn't call it a robot. Because it has feelings. It's not just circuits and other things that are in a robot.
You know what? I knew you were a computer science guy.
I know. I tried to hide it for as long as I
knew you were a techie.
But you know why? All along.
Oh my god.
Please. All right. Hey, Mr. Curtis, if you can come over here with me.
Yes, Professor, I live to please.
Oh my god.
The joke, listen. The joke was funny, but it's time to stop now.
How high up were we in this building? Do you think that fall would kill me down there?
Oh. Okay.
No. Well, I mean, it depends. If you landed on your neck, maybe.
Oh, please let me land on my neck.
All right. For the sake of our student here, please.
Rehumanization complete.
Oh, thank goodness.
At your guidance, Professor, I have given up my robotic ways and have returned to the world of the emotional.
I'm sorry, did you say guidance counselor?
No, I said that at his guidance, I have given up the world of the robot, and have returned to the world of the emotional and flesh.
Do you guys ever think back to the day before you met Mr. Curtis and think about how great your life was? I do. Every second I'm in this class.
That's pretty harsh. He does help with a lot of stuff in the classroom, so I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I could run this place without him anymore.
Well, find a way.
But it's great. It's excellent that you turned back into a human, Mr. Curtis, because the Pokemon we're learning about today would cause havoc to any kind of robot out there. So I'm glad that you are not one of those.
I'm glad I'm back then.
So we talked about it a little bit, but hey, let's get our eyes on this thing. I have a Magnemite here. I'm gonna throw it out. So maybe here. Actually, first if you guys have any cellular or electronic devices, please put them in this basket and we'll move them outside the classroom.
Okay. Yep.
All right.
Okay. Oh,
Thank
hold
you.
on. You forgot about my my back pocket Pokédex. Here you go.
Okay, thank you. All right, is that
And
everything?
and my boot Pokédex. Here.
Okay,
Yep.
I don't
Okay.
know why
this
do you
one
have
here.
so many Pokedexes.
I have
have
to
so
know
many?
all the time. All the Pokemon.
Okay, all right.
Who is
so-
Trevor? Why is the name Trevor on this Pokedex? Huh?
Did you
know
steal a
what you're talking
Pokedex
about.
Whose
from Trevor?
Pokedex are you stealing? Are you stealing Pokedex?
I found that one suspended in a web outside my house. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, if it's in his web, it's his.
That means it's a dead. We got a dead kid behind the house.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Police,
okay,
hello,
I'm
hello,
taking
listen.
this basket. I'm putting it outside the classroom. So once we put Magnemite away, we can grab it again.
Okay, fine.
All right. So here is Magnemite.
Oh, it's it's pretty small. It's
Yeah,
pretty small,
okay,
pretty
all right.
cute.
Real quick,
Hold on,
right
hold on.
away.
Don't scare it away. Don't scare it away. Hold on. I got this. Ready? Listen. I know how to speak its language. Beep. Boop.
No, okay, no,
Okay,
no, no,
no,
no.
we should.
Curtis,
Curtis,
But
Curtis, be quiet. It just needs a little consoling. You just have to touch it right on the side. No! Okay, don't do that either.
See?
Don't do
No.
that. Don't
Well,
do that.
He made a joke.
he must have had some. Normally, when you touch a Magnemite, it won't shock you. That's it's interesting that happened. It might have had some residual electricity left in it after it was feeding, because that's what these Pokemon eat. They eat electricity. But normally, they're not going to shock you. It is an electric type. It's a steel and electric type, but normally, it's not going to shock you if you just touch it. Right away, though.
Why can't I move?
What are the
can't
features
I
here
move?
that you notice right away from Magnemite?
I can't move. Hold on. I can't pick my head up. This is hard.
Mr. Curtis, please prop his head up.
Yeah.
Oh, Thank you.
Here you go. Hold on. I'll stick you in a place. Here's some web.
Oh God. Okay. I don't really have a choice.
Perfect. Wow, good as new.
Did it paralyze me? Oh God. This does not feel good. Okay. It's a metal little ball sphere thing, and it's got two magnets on either side, and
Yeah.
that's about it. One center eye in the middle, and a couple screws poking out.
Yep.
And that's about it. That's a Magnemite.
That's it. It's very spherical. Made of metal of some kind, I assume, or maybe it just has a really hard outer carapace. Hard to say. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all there is to a Magnemite.
I mean, you're cool, Magnemite. You're just simple, like it's it's
He's
okay.
He's a sweet little boy.
Yeah.
Why
and
is
if it
he?
ain't-
He's not a. He is. There's no sex here. No gender. No gender.
Yeah, there isn't really any kind of gender.
They don't have genders, Mr. Curtis.
That's true. I mean, not in the traditional sense, no, but
What?
I don't think they have any at all.
I mean, not in the traditional sense, but if he identifies as a guy,
Identifies.
he
I mean, if he
male
wants
pronouns.
to-
That's fair. That's fair.
Sure. I mean, that's fine. I'll call a Pokemon whatever pronouns it wants to be called. But there's no biological gender to a Magnemite. So
I mean, I can talk to him. He told me he prefers male pronouns.
All right, that's fine. What would you like to name the Magnemite? Because let me tell you guys, this guy is hard to get rid of. He kind of sticks around once you're in his magnetic field.
And there you go.
he also paralyzed
He has a
me.
real magnetic personality.
Oh, Professor.
And he's also, I listen, guys. I'm gonna say this. I'm not ashamed to say, he's also
my
pretty
God.
attractive.
Magnemite, can you kill me? Can you turn on thunder? Can you pour some water on me and just use thunder and just get it over with?
You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and give you after class. You're gonna have to go talk to Perry the Psyduck. You have a.
You don't have a paralyzed heal or something?
No. Why would I?
Because I'm paralyzed.
Let's see. We could see if maybe the Chansey has any, but
No, it's fine. Oh, it's starting to wear off a little bit.
Okay, that's great. Excellent. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put.
Get this webbing off me. Ugh. God.
I'm gonna put Magnemite back into its Pokeball. I think we've all had fun here with Magnemite. All right, let's go ahead and read some Pokedex entries because I mean that's why we're here, right? All right, the first one here says uses anti-gravity to stay suspended. It appears without warning and uses Thunder Wave and similar moves.
Yeah, that's accurate.
So I guess is that what happened to you there? It was
Yeah,
kinda
I
weird.
couldn't. I couldn't move. I touched it and it just got too close to those magnets and boop, was done.
No, it decided to give you the wave, as we call it in the biz, give you the wave.
Yeah, I was down for the count.
I do also kind of find it interesting that it appears without warning. So like you're just walking around, all of a sudden, oh my god,
Yeah.
out of nowhere. I guess you wouldn't hear any footsteps, right?
No. I mean, you don't even hear a buzz. It's silent.
It is silent. This weird kind of anti-gravity that it generates is silent, apparently.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Apparently.
All right. The next entry here says it is born with the ability to defy gravity. It floats in air on powerful electromagnetic waves. Okay. So
Born is a bit of a stretch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it gets born. It's a Pokemon. It gets born. All Pokemon are born, except for the man-made ones.
Well, I mean, it doesn't even have a gender. Is it even really a Pokemon? Is it like not just a machine?
It's not a machine, right? It's a living thing. It's a living being.
If I were to cut it open, does it have a heartbeat?
I don't necessarily think a heartbeat is required for something to be considered a living thing.
True. I mean, they're ghost Pokemon. They're not living things.
That's it. You know what? That's right. That is a good point. They aren't living in all senses of the word.
Yep.
All right.
Now, are you living, Professor? Are you alive?
Oh God, I ask myself that every day.
Something to think about.
Am I living, or am I just existing?
Damn, that's deep, man.
I can't. I don't want to think about that. What I do want to do
Okay.
is read Pokedex entries. The next one here says, appears as if out of nowhere. It floats using anti-gravity and discharges electricity from 2 side-mounted units.
Yeah.
I love that
100%
description.
sure
2
does.
side-mounted units. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, an absolute unit.
And it did say before that this anti-gravity, I think it's floating. It's using powerful electromagnetic waves. That's this anti-gravity.
It's anti-gravity magic is what you would call it.
Well, Curtis, I mean, come on. Magic is science we don't understand. We talked about this last week.
And it does seem like we kind of have a explanation for it as electromagnetic waves that it uses, that its 2 side-mounted units, generate, is what I'm guessing.
Seems like magnetic magic to me.
Well, you know what? You're a little simple, so it's okay.
That's fine. All right. That does it for the Kanto region. Here in the Johto region, they say it is attracted by electromagnetic waves. It may approach trainers if they are using their Pokegear.
Well, that's kind of cute.
Now, you guys are from a younger generation, so you might not know what a Pokegear is, but that's what we old folk used to use when we didn't have Rotom phones.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Why do you say you young people? Mr. Curtis is like 80 or something, right?
I guess I was talking to you specifically because you're what?
Okay.
12, 11? How old are you?
And
10. I'm actually
10.
the
That's
young,
right, you're 10.
the young classmates at home, of course.
Yeah, so that's we didn't all, it wasn't all Rotom phones and Rotom Pokedexes back in my day. We had to have non-Pokemon possessed items.
Grandpa. Continue.
So yeah, this Pokedex entry probably needs to be updated to read if you're using your Rotom phone.
Right.
I guess, I don't know. Does a Rotom phone release electromagnetic waves? I don't really know.
I feel like nowadays, modern day Pokegear and Rotom phones and stuff would probably have Magnemite things in them to stop that from happening.
That's true. They can kind of be, although, maybe I want to attract Magnemite.
That's a good way to catch one if you want one.
Yeah.
Just get an old Pokegear.
Or maybe I have one Magnemite and I want 2 more to, well, I guess I don't want to spoil anything for maybe a different lesson. All right. The next entry here says, the units at the sides of its body generate anti-gravity energy to keep it aloft in the air.
Anti-gravity energy. There we go.
Yes.
There you go. Not magic, energy.
Electromagnetic waves. That's what it is.
I prefer anti-gravity magic.
Electromagnetic wave is very, very vague. That can mean a lot of stuff.
Can mean anything. Can mean everything, really.
Maybe everything. A lot of stuff, for sure.
Sure.
All right. The last one here from the Johto region says the electricity emitted by the units on each side of its body cause it to become a strong magnet. Which is why I asked you to, put all your electronics in the basket outside the classroom, which I guess we could probably grab now. If you want to get Mr. Curtis.
I don't feel like getting up.
Well, you can't really get up.
I got it. Yeah, perfect. Corbin's still webbed down anyway, so let me go grab that real quick.
No, I broke out. It's just at my feet.
Okay, here, Corbin. Those one's for you.
Thank you. Why did you throw it on the floor? Why did you do that?
Because you're free now. You could just go get it yourself.
Okay, that was.
And
right,
Professor, here's yours, and this little gadget. I'm not sure what you call this, but here you go.
I didn't put anything in there.
And those,
I don't have a cell phone.
These 6 are for me. All right. Well,
Mr. Curtis, is that a tracking device on the professor's phone? Why did you put that on there?
First of all, this isn't my phone. I don't know. I don't have one. I don't have a Rotom.
That's a
phone.
tracking device. I see the little red bleep 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 thing on the top. That's a tracking device.
I don't know what you're talking
Mr. Curtis.
about. Of course it's not. I would never track the professor.
I was going to throw this out the window.
No,
Later. Good God, what was in that? That wasn't a tracking device. What were you trying to do to him?
What were you trying to do to me?
I told you I had nothing to do with that. I have no idea.
Is somebody trying to sabotage this class? We gotta go home.
It was in the basket that was out in the hallway and had your name on it.
Can we sound the alarms? Do we have a terrorist attack here in the class?
No. Don't worry.
Somebody brought a bomb into the classroom, okay? Does that not alarm you guys at all?
Okay, it wasn't in the classroom. It was outside the classroom. And Mr. Curtis says he doesn't know anything about it, so I trust him. I believe him.
That's right.
Why are you trying to kill the professor?
Listen,
you loved him.
The professor took all the stuff out in the hallway, and I've been sitting here this entire time. There's no way I could
put a bomb in it.
You did go out there and grab it and bring it back in.
I mean,
you did. So, I wonder. You guys think it was Shaq, the Jigglypuff?
Ooh,
could have been. I know
William Shire wouldn't have done it. William Shire.
No. Machokes don't mess around with bombs.
I know Shaq has been plotting my demise since I fell asleep at the concert that she held.
Yeah, that sounds like something Shaq would do.
Yeah, she was.
We'll have to ask her after class.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, Shaq was a Jigglypuff that kind of escaped us during our
Is she okay?
lesson. I mean, she's fine. We cannot get a hold on her. We can't
find her. She's running around the school in the vents and singing and every once in a while.
Causing a lot of problems, actually.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the Hoenn region. The first entry here says, Magnemite attaches itself to power lines to feed on electricity. If your house has a power outage, check your circuit breakers. You may find a large number of this Pokemon clinging to the breaker box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I always do firsthand if I lose electricity. Normally it's that I didn't pay the electricity bill, but once in a blue moon, it's the Magnemite thing.
That professor's salary is just not cutting it,
Oh, man, we have to treat our teachers better. And I know I'm biased in saying this because I am a teacher.
Well, we treat the teachers based on their skills, so be better.
Okay. I don't think that's true, but you know what? I can always strive to be better, so thank you for that motivation.
Sure,
I mean, you can strive, but I don't know how much better you could be, so.
Oh, my.
Yeah, that's right. I'm already pretty good. All right, the next entry here says, Magnemite floats in the air by emitting electromagnetic waves from the units at its sides. Not magic. These waves block...
It says magic in there?
No, I said that.
No.
I added that. It's not magic. It goes on to say, these waves block gravity. This Pokemon becomes incapable of flight if its internal electrical supply is depleted.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, like how we'll faint if we don't have enough food.
Yeah, that's fair.
That makes sense now.
Juice.
That you pointed out like that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I know you guys were having trouble understanding it.
You gotta stick it in an outlet or something if you wanted to
just
get
plug
back
it
up.
right back into the wall.
Well, kinda. The next entry here says, the units at its sides are extremely powerful magnets. They generate enough magnetism to draw in iron objects from over 300 feet away.
Woo!
Whoa,
Good thing we
that
left our
is
phones outside.
actually, like, really far.
That's pretty far.
It is pretty far. I mean, honestly, it'd be kind of annoying if I was Magnemite to just be sucking things in from 300 feet away.
You think it can
Yeah.
actively control it, or is it just all the time?
I think it could probably control it,
It doesn't say it like that in the Pokédex entry, but you're probably right. I bet it can control it.
Well, I think it does because it could sneak up on the trainers and look at them on their Pokegear. Why would it do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it could control its magnetism so that it doesn't just, send the Pokegear or the, phone flying and break.
Well, the Pokegear is not made of iron, so
I guess you're right.
So I don't think it would attract a Pokegear. But I think you are right. I think it can, because like you were saying, it can float around on it. It can control that. So
Sure, yeah.
I could see you being correct. All right. The next entry here, it's kind of similar, but I'll read it anyways. It says, it moves while constantly hovering. It discharges Thunder Wave, and so on, from the units at its side.
Yeah, don't explain it.
I don't know. I do not know what so on is referring to here.
Other electric moves.
I guess I would have to assume, but like anything that it can expel from itself comes from the units at its side. I would have to assume.
Yeah.
But that does it for the Sinnoh region. The Hoenn region. Let's move on to the Sinnoh region. The first one here says, the units at its side generate electromagnetic waves that keep it airborne. It feeds on electricity.
It does.
The next one says, the faster the units at its sides rotate, the greater the magnetic force they generate.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, that's
See, so
interesting.
it is a manual thing.
Yes, so I guess, I mean, that's it spinning, I guess, and that's the electromagnetic wave, which is different from, a magnetic
Magnetism.
field that it can create. So, I mean, I don't think we've had, I do believe that they can control the strength of that field, but I don't think we've seen anything in the Pokedex entries that specifically state that yet.
That's true.
But that's just me. All right, so that does it for the Sinnoh region. There is actually an entry here from the Unova region.
No kidding.
So I'm gonna go ahead and read that. I mean, it says things that we already know, but we so rarely get things from the Unova region. I'm gonna read it anyways.
Right.
It says, the electromagnetic waves emitted by the units at its side. Sorry, let me start that one over. The electromagnetic waves emitted by the units at the sides of its head expel anti-gravity, which allows it to float.
So the waves expel anti-gravity.
Yes. The waves from its little magnets on the side.
So its magnets make electromagnetic waves, which then make anti-gravity, which allows it to float.
Yes.
I guess so. Really makes me wonder, what exactly is anti-gravity? What is that?
The opposite of gravity.
It's a fine
just-
white powder.
Is it just an acceleration that's equal and opposite to that of gravity? That's a fine white powder.
It's a fine white powder.
It's a crystallized substrate from
It's a little bit of a dusting.
I did not see dusting just now, Mr. Curtis.
It's
on
some
the
kind
Magnemite.
of acceleration created by the electromagnetic waves that is equal and opposite to gravity at all times.
Right. I mean, that's what I knew that.
Okay, but that does it for the Unova region. There's nothing in the Kalos region. So let's go ahead and move on to the Alola region. The first one here says, they gather in places where electricity is available. They can be found clinging to the steel towers used to support power lines.
Yeah. Get that juice.
Yep. The next one here says it sends out electromagnetic waves, which let it float through the air. So this one says the electromagnetic waves let it float through the air.
Maybe it emits two different ones. Electromagnetic waves. Well, here's the thing. The electromagnetic waves are anti-gravity, which causes it to float through the air. So that's
No.
the same thing as...
Electromagnetic waves emit
Generate.
anti-gravity.
Yes.
Right, which causes it to float through the air,
True.
so it's still consistent.
Fair enough. I'll accept it.
Well, because it's right.
Touching it while it's eating electricity will give you a full body shock.
Oops.
Yeah, so don't oopsies. Yeah, don't touch it while it's eating.
I can't. I would never touch it.
Yeah, well you did touch it.
But it wasn't eating.
And then now you're paralyzed. So you probably learned.
Well,
your
I
lesson
was.
after
I'm okay now.
Oh, okay. That's great.
My feet are still a little numb, but that's all right.
Okay, the next one here says it's frequently the cause of power outages, which is why some power plants send out electrical signals that it can't stand.
Cool. That's really awesome.
Actually,
that there's,
something new there.
Yeah.
So what type of plants are they? Are they ferns? Are they?
No.
Are they snake plants?
A power plant is a let's say a factory of sorts where electricity is generated.
Is it a Venus cutie fly trap? What is it?
No, it's not. It's not a you know like
Not a
like
Victor
a-
Bell or.
no. It's not like a Bulbasaur kind of plant. It's a plant, but as in a place where something is made, and in this case, it's a power or electricity.
Okay.
Is it making sense, Corbin?
Yeah, it's clicking.
Okay, great. I'm glad. Thank you. Yeah. What kind of electrical signals do you think Magnemite doesn't like?
Maybe gravity ones.
Probably the bad ones, I would say.
Gravity is an electrical signal, so
But anti-gravity is.
no, it's not.
Is this a signal? Ah!
Anti-gravity's a fine white powder. You're right.
Yeah, so we've established that.
Okay.
You're just making stuff up.
What was that, Mr. Corbin?
I say he's just making stuff up. He's lying.
Okay, but we do know that it's not an electrical signal, right? The gravity.
Mm-hmm.
Anti-gravity is something created by an electromagnetic signal. So it's not. I mean, I guess it could or could not be a electric
Sure.
signal. I don't know. Hard to
So
say.
we should. So if we transmit an electromagnetic signal that creates gravity as opposed to anti-gravity.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're right. If an electromagnetic signal,
it's opposite and canceling out.
if an electromagnetic signal can be used to create anti-gravity, I think it
Then
does
there's gotta
stand
be
to,
one for
stand to
gravity.
reason that an electromagnetic signal can also create gravity.
So if you want to defeat a Magnemite, you get a gravity powered gun.
A gravo gun, as we
A
call
gravo
it.
Which
gun.
everybody knows is in fact a pale gray smoke. So
What are you talking about?
He doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, the last entry here from the Alola region says, perhaps because electrical lines are often buried these days, the number of Magnemite attacks on power plants has increased.
They don't like them being buried.
Yes, they don't. Well, I mean, they just, since they are underground, like they can't eat them, so they have to go somewhere else.
Right, of course.
And I love how it's like these seem like premeditated attacks. Like they planned these attacks out as a group, and they all went to attack it.
There's a plan there. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, a plan for the plant, a plant plan, if you will.
Okay.
Okay, that's Corbin telling me to move on to the next entry. So I will not. I will not make him
Please
wait.
do.
The last entries come to us from the Galar region, of course. The first one here says, at times, Magnemite runs out of electricity and ends up on the ground. If you give batteries to a grounded Magnemite, it will start moving again.
I just got a wonderful image of like someone taking a car battery with jumper cables and just clipping one onto each of its bolts and just giving it a good zip, zip, zip.
And it just goes...
I mean, that makes
delicious.
sense, though.
Slurp up that electricity. As long as it's not those signals that it doesn't like.
I mean, that's what I would do.
Alright, and the last one here says, it subsists on electricity. If Magnemite flies... As Magnemite flies, it emits electromagnetic waves from the units on each side of its body. Yeah, nothing new. Nothing crazy or new there.
Right.
There are two unique entries. Let's read them. The first one comes to us from Ash's Pokedex. It says, Magnemite, a magnet Pokemon. Its means of floating through the air are not understood.
Nope.
Even though some of the Pokedex entries would have us believe that they do understand it.
Curtis's dumb self thinks it's a powder.
Fine white powder.
Nope.
All right, and it goes on to say, this very mysterious Pokemon is of the electric type.
That is true.
And the next entry here also comes to us from Ash's Pokedex. It says, Magnemite, the magnet Pokemon. It's able to float through the air and emits Thunder Wave through its magnet-shaped units located on its sides. All right, that's we kind of had all that information already.
That tracks.
Yeah, but I mean, I gotta read it. I have to read it.
It tracks.
All right, so that does it for all of the Pokedex entries. Do we feel like we understand Magnemite a little bit better now?
I do. I feel like I have an understanding.
That's great. That's wonderful. Now,
And in some ways, I don't know anything at all about it.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, each Magnemite is different, so can you truly know what?
Well, they're so mysterious, you know.
Yeah. But you know, I think it's time for me to find out how much you've learned.
Okay.
Normally I do that with a pop quiz, but I think
yeah, pop quiz. Woo-hoo!
Nope, we're done. Get it out of here. No quizzes today.
I think you know what? I think you're right, Corbin. We are not going to do a pop quiz today.
That's right.
Instead,
Huh?
I would like both of you to write an essay on Magnemite, and then we'll read it and we'll see, you know, which one kind of comes out on top.
Okay. All right. Okay.
You know what? Fine.
You know,
Fine.
really gets across the feeling, the motivation of a Magnemite.
Fine.
Pure energy of the.
No, we're not. No, we're not doing that again. No,
It's not a robot, so.
No.
All right, I will give you guys some time to write your essays. We'll, of course, speed it along here for our students at home, so they don't have to sit and wait for you guys to write an essay that you did not know about beforehand.
Of course.
Done. Cranked it out.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess I'll give Mr. Curtis some time to write his.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we're back. All right. Who would like to go first? Oh, please don't raise both of your hands at the same time. It's so overwhelming. It's hard to.
I didn't.
Corbin.
Listen, he may have two hands up, but like I have a hands up and a foot. So like.
Okay, I don't. All right, whatever.
You're not okay. Corbin doesn't want to go first, so I will let Mr. Curtis go first.
Nani?
No, I'll go first. No, mine's gonna be better. I'll go first.
Okay, all right.
I don't care who it is. Just read.
I'm ready. Here you go. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the essay. You guys ready?
I'm ready. Give it to me, Corbin. Give it to me.
Boo!
Duh.
It's Magnemite. It's not a ghost type, but it does like to appear out of nowhere, and it will paralyze you. I can say that for certain. It's basically a round ninja taser with magnets on either side and screws poking out of its body. You know, some say Magnemite is born with anti-gravity abilities, but is it really born? Is it? But we do know that those anti-gravity abilities come from its two magnets. It also loves magnetic waves and is really attracted to them. So much so that Magnemite will follow trainers using their electronic Pokegear. But don't let it get too close. Its body itself is a strong magnet. It can damage your Pokegear, so stay a minimum of 300 feet away. When it's not cozying up to electronics, Magnemite loves spending its time sucking the electricity from power lines. It's gotta feed because if it runs out of juice, it will not be able to float. So keep batteries on hand because that's what you'll need, Magnemite trainers. But they're quite a nuisance sometimes, causing frequent power outages in urban areas. To counter that, power plant companies such as the Cerulean City Power Plant emit signals in order to deter pesky Magnemites. And that's it.
Is that all right? Are you done?
That's it.
Okay.
That's the T.
Very, very good. I like how you kind of made it seem like a dating kind of like it was on a dating show or something.
Oh, thanks.
Like, this Magnemite enjoys long walks on the beach.
Yeah. Enjoys floating on the beach.
It enjoys floating on the beach and eating batteries.
When I walked on the beach and I looked beside me and only saw one pair of footprints, that was because Magnemite was floating next to me because I had my Pokegear out.
Because Magnemite be floating. Okay, very good, very good. Mr. Curtis, can you please read your essay?
Can't
All
top
right,
it.
here we go. You ready?
Can't top it.
Magnemite is a small metal ball of magical magnetic energy.
There's no magic.
Magnemite.
That's wrong.
They have a big bolt on top of their head and two in the front like little feet. And they also have two big horseshoe magnets on either side. They may appear to be lifeless machines, but are actually living beings that eat on electricity and have emotions. You can find them in both man-made power plants and natural caves. Ruins and cave drawings indicate they've been around for at least 3,000 years. Its
Wait, really?
magnetic bits generate magical magnetic fields that let it float and let it interfere with electronics. It also likes to suck on breaker boxes and power lines that causing power problems. Despite being attracted to anything that produces an electric or magnetic field, they're actually very non-combative and will very likely flee if approached. That is, if they're not already out of electricity and already on the ground.
Okay. Okay. No, not the best, Mr. Curtis. I'm very sorry.
You don't get to decide that. I think
We're just making up stuff. He's throwing magic in there. He's saying stuff about them being in caves and factory. I mean, like, what is this?
That is true. I think you need to do your research a little bit better there, Mr. Curtis.
Very bad.
I think I see where you got that 3,000 years old thing from, but I believe that's an unsourced, uncredited article.
So it's not in a Pokédex, and so I just
it's not confirmed, unfortunately.
But I think
did you get that from Delphox News? Because that's not accurate.
You really can't trust them.
You can't trust them.
I guess not. No.
But other than that, I think it was very, very good. Very, very good essay for the both of you. I think Corbin did come out on top this week.
Wow, man!
Yeah. I told you, baby.
The
I
last
told you.
3 Corbin has beat me at. I really got to step up my game.
Has he really?
I'm a better writer. What can I say?
Oh goodness, I'm so sorry. Maybe I'm giving him a bias because I think you just have a better natural aptitude to winning these things. And so
Okay, no, it's because I'm a better writer. I'm a better poet, and I know it, and I showed it.
He's not a better singer than I am, though. That's for certain.
Curtis, you can't sing; it's just screeching.
I mean, I remember his rendition of "In the Arms of a Jirachi."
Yeah.
Don't remind me,
for slow
please.
pokes. Yeah,
that was pretty good.
That was pretty awful.
I listen, and by the way, Mr. Curtis, I thought you should have had that one. I would have voted for you. But
nope,
it wasn't up to
Our
me.
friend Team Rocket Grunt Ryan voted for me, so you have to deal with that. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry about that, there, Mr. Curtis. But like I said, both excellent essays. I'm very happy with them. And that does it for today's lesson on Magnemite. Does anybody know who we're going to talk about next week?
Magnemite.
Magnemite be the evolution of Magnemite.
Magnemite. Magna Wood.
Magnetry, right?
Magna
maybe,
you know?
The Magna Trinity. The Mag Trinity.
Magna Strength.
Oh, Magna Strong.
Yeah, that's a different pun that we could do. All right, nobody's really trying.
Magna 2,000 pounds.
Okay, no. Okay, that joke there alone let me know that you know exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about Magneton, which is the evolved form of Magnemite.
Yeah, Magneton 2,000 pounds. Yeah, okay.
And that's another one of those quote unquote evolved form of Magnemite, and we'll talk more about that next week. But
do they really weigh 2,000 pounds if they're floating though?
Yeah.
I don't. They do not weigh 2,000 pounds.
I think weight is different than mass, right? So mass is independent of gravity, but if something is not affected by gravity, mass is independent of gravity while weight is, or something like that, right? Isn't that right?
It can still have a weight though. I mean, just because it expels anti-gravity doesn't mean that when it doesn't.
Well, let me tell you what. There's a lot of white powder under those boys.
Yeah, because if you drain it of electricity, you can put it on a scale and then weigh it.
Yeah.
So it does weigh something.
Always have weight.
It always has weight. It's just floating.
But.
Right.
It always has mass. It only has weight when
gravity has an effect on it. I guess you're right.
Yeah. All right, but that's a discussion for next week. I think it's time to end this lesson here. So if you at home have any questions for me, feel free to send me a Gmail, which stands for Gengar Mail, at wwopokemon@gmail.com. If you don't have a Gmail account, that is perfectly fine. You can also find me at the Flying Pokemon themed social network site, Twitter. You can find me at WWO Pokemon there as well. If you really, like this lesson and you think that, the world just needs to know more about Magnemite in general, please feel free to leave a review on flapplepodcast.com.
Please.
That's the best. Everybody is looking at that website.
Trying to get to 40. If we get to 40, we're finally gonna have a cruise. We're gonna go on the SSN. We're gonna ride out of Vermilion. It's gonna be a great time. The professor has promised.
I'm still working with the principal on whether or not I can okay a field trip.
The field trip in addition, the field trip was when we hit 30 ratings, and we did. And now when we hit 40, we're going to go on a cruise. It's different than a field trip.
Nobody has agreed to this. So
I think the principal wrote me a note about it that he told me not to share with you.
Okay, let me see this. Let me see that note. Okay, here I have it here.
See?
Thank you.
I don't know why he decided to write it in blue crayon.
It says, I think that Corbin is cool. The C is backwards here. That's interesting. I'm pretty sure he knows what a C looks like.
He's dumb. Is cool,
and he should get to go with all of his friends on. He forgot the I in friends.
Well, he's again not the smartest.
On a cruise. Signed, the principal. Now again, he would probably put his name.
Well, I mean that's just he's very formal.
Yeah, sure. I'll take this in consideration.
40. Let's go.
All right. Well, that does it for today's lesson. So until next time, class is dismissed.
Welcome to the World of Pokemon as part of the Pokecasters Network.